missing Wisconsin man has been found, all thanks to one community coming together. Plus, more than 100 migrants have been found in a grounded sailing vessel in Florida. And we're following the Senate's passage of a $750 billion health and energy bill. What's next for the Inflation Reduction Act? Coming up. Those stories and more are up next. We begin tonight with a look at your certified most accurate forecast. Gary, we have an alert day for this evening. What are you seeing for storms across our area?
Right now, things are quiet across southern Wisconsin. The humidity is high, but the next round of storms is out to the west, and because of that, we still have an alert day in the forecast overnight for the potential for another round of heavy rain that could lead to flooding, especially in areas that saw heavy rain earlier this morning and last night. You can see the storms starting to develop pretty rapidly now in northeastern Iowa, in the same area that they did last night. Also some storms up toward the Twin Cities. So those two areas may combine and move through much of southern Wisconsin. But right now, the storms are just to the west of Prairie du Chien. These will be moving into northern Grant County, north of Lancaster, and much of Crawford County, eventually heading up toward the area around Richland Center. But you can see over the next 6 hours on Future Track how those storms will move through much of southern Wisconsin, including Madison. Flood watches are in effect for all of southern Wisconsin till 7 a.m. west of Platteville to Lone Rock to Wisconsin Dells Line. East of there, including Madison and Milwaukee, that watch runs until 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Current temperatures are still very mild, mid to upper 70s, but it's the dew points. That's the moisture that's in the air that could fuel these thunderstorms. Right now, it's still 72 in Madison, 73 in Lone Rock, 74 in Boscobel. So these storms will produce heavy rain. There'll also be some areas of fog, too, just because of the mugginess. But, again, the potential is there for some heavier thunderstorms, low temperature dropping to 72. But there's an end in sight to the storms, and I'll have more on that in the forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, something to look forward to. Thanks, Gary. In continuing coverage tonight, after working overnight and then into today, the U.S. Senate continued its series of amendment votes. Now, senators have been moving toward final passage of the Democrats' sweeping health care, climate, and tax bill. Cole Higgins has the latest from Washington.
The Senate being equally divided, the Vice President votes in the affirmative, and the bill, as amended, is passed.
The U.S. Senate passing a $750 billion health and energy bill Sunday with the help of tie-breaking Vice President Kamala Harris, but not before a vote-a-rama that kicked off on the Senate floor late Saturday night.
I ask unanimous consent that all remaining time on the bill be yielded back, that there be 2 minutes for debate equally divided prior to each vote with respect to the reconciliation bill.
The Senate taking a series of back-to-back amendment votes in the marathon event, a necessary step to be able to hold a final vote on what Democrats are calling the Inflation Reduction Act.
I don't believe this new bill is going to lower inflation. That's where I'm at.
Republicans using the vote-a-rama to put Democrats on the spot and forcing politically tough votes.
Not having voted in the affirmative, the motion is not agreed to. The point of order is sustained, and the language will be stricken from the amendment.
A provision that would have limited insulin prices to $35 per month on the private insurance market was struck from the bill after Republicans raised a point of order, resulting in a vote to strip it out. The $35 per month cap remains in place for Medicare beneficiaries. The bill also includes Medicare power to negotiate some drug prices, caps Medicare out-of-pocket costs for prescription drugs at $2,000, extends Affordable Care Act subsidies for 3 years, and includes $369 billion to combat climate change. I'm Cole Higgins reporting.
Now that the legislation has passed in the Senate, it heads to the House of Representatives. Lawmakers in the House are set to return to Capitol Hill to take up the legislation this Friday. So when it comes to politics in the Badger State, don't forget to tune in tomorrow night for Campaign 2022 Battleground Wisconsin. The 1-hour special will look at the major races in the Tuesday primary. Again, that's 7 p.m. right here on News 3 Now. As Americans navigate high inflation, they're piling up debt at a greater rate than economists were predicting. $40.1 billion of debt was reported in June. That's a spike from May's revised number of $23.8 billion. The Federal Reserve reports borrowing grew by more than 10%. That's compared to 6.3% in May. Revolving debt, which is most notably marked by credit card balances, jumped by 16% in June, and non-revolving debt, such as car and student loans, is up by nearly 9%. Across the board, non-housing related debt saw its largest increase in 6 years at $103 billion in the second quarter. New reports are finding the U.S. dollar is up more than 10%. That's near its highest level in 2 decades. So while that's great news for American tourists traveling overseas, it's causing debt problems for emerging economies. The International Monetary Fund estimates that 60% of low-income countries are at a high risk of debt default. That compares to about 1 in 5 countries just 10 years ago. So while some Americans are worrying about a recession, experts say it's clear that if this happens, it could also lead to a global recession. Janesville residents are clashing over a proposed permit that would allow bow hunting for deer in one of the city's most popular botanical gardens. As our Catherine Merck explains, the Janesville City Council has introduced a resolution that's sparking some controversy among residents and hunters alike.
Getting a visit from a few deer in your garden is exciting for some Janesville residents.
Let them eat a couple flowers. That won't hurt anything to let them eat a couple flowers.
Others don't see it that way and don't want unwelcome guests in their yard, especially when those visits are frequent.
I know it's a problem. I see it. I walk on a bike path. It's not only a problem at the gardens, but it's also a problem throughout the town.
And the town is listening. The issue has been brought to the Janesville City Council, where members are now preparing to introduce a resolution to allow bow hunting for deer. The proposal would apply to the city's most popular rotary gardens, where deer grazing has become very common.
I'm just kind of wondering if the city of Janesville has lost their minds, why they would think that deer should die painful, inhumane deaths from having darts, arrows injected into them, to painfully die there because they're eating a couple flowers is beyond me.
I think hunting should be allowed, but I think it should be done appropriately. I mean, I don't think we should just allow professional bow hunters to come in. I think we should take an opportunity and let the youth come in and do some deer hunting.
Council members will present the first reading of the resolution during Monday night's meeting. That's at 6 o'clock in the Janesville Municipal Building. Reporting in Janesville, I'm Catherine Merck for News 3 Now.
For anyone that wants to share their opinion on this matter, there's also a public hearing that's scheduled in the same location on August 22nd. A previous silver alert out of Greene County has been canceled, and it's all thanks to a community coming together to successfully locate a missing man. Greene County Sheriff's officials say 70-year-old John Svensson was driving in Argyle before stopping his truck in the middle of a road and leaving on foot. Svensson's family believed he may have been in a nearby wooded area. So sheriff's deputies, emergency crews, family, and community volunteers began to search the area on foot Saturday. Meanwhile, a drone and K-9 team were deployed to help assist. That search resumed this morning with a volunteer search group finding Svensson around 11 a.m. Officials say he was in distress and taken by UTV to a nearby farm before he was then taken by EMS to a local hospital. Some sad news tonight out of Greene County, where a man who was seriously injured in a motorcycle crash last week has now died. On August 1st, around 1 in the afternoon, Greene County Sheriff's officials say 50-year-old Chad Schneider was driving east on Highway 39 when officials say he tried to pass a vehicle in a no-passing zone. Schneider failed to negotiate a turn and drove into a ditch before being thrown from his motorcycle. Officials say he wasn't wearing a helmet at the time of the crash and was taken to a local hospital by MedFlight before passing today from his injuries. This is the third traffic death in Greene County just this year. And a Black Earth man has died after crashing into a rock wall outside Lone Rock this weekend. Officials with the Iowa County Sheriff's Office say the man, Tyler Russell, was driving south on State Highway 130 on Saturday when he failed to stop at the intersection of Highway 133. Russell collided with the wall during the crash, and first responders found him dead in his vehicle upon arrival. The Sheriff's Office and Iowa County Coroner's Office are currently investigating that crash. And continuing to develop tonight, Dodge County Sheriff's officials say they're investigating a stabbing in Reeseville. According to a release from the Sheriff's Department, deputies were called to the 400 block of Lincoln Avenue around 8 o'clock Saturday night after a disturbance was reported. When they arrived, they found a 21-year-old man who was reportedly armed with a knife as well as a stabbing victim with serious injuries. That victim was taken to a local hospital. Luckily, they're expected to be all right. Meanwhile, the suspect was arrested and taken to the Dodge County Jail, where he's currently awaiting formal charges. To some news across the U.S. now, alarming news out of the Southwest, with police reporting the murders of 4 men in Albuquerque, all of them Muslims, and all of them ambushed. Afghan immigrant Naeem Hussein was shot Friday, making him the 3rd Muslim man to be murdered in Albuquerque in just less than 2 weeks. 41-year-old Aftab Hussein was killed on July 26th, and 27-year-old Muhammad Afzal Hussein on August 1st. Family members of the victims hope the suspect can be identified so no one else has to deal with the loss of a loved one in this way.
My brother will not come back, but I want someone else's brother, someone else's sister, someone else's dad or mother should not be victim of those people.
Police say the killer or killers may also be responsible for a fourth victim, 62-year-old Mohammed Zahir Ahmadi Hadi, who was murdered back in November. In Florida, the Coast Guard has responded to a grounded sailing vessel that's believed to be carrying more than 100 migrants. Rescue crews reportedly transferred the people to Coast Guard ships, with some vessel passengers needing to be rescued after entering the water without life jackets. Officials didn't immediately release details about where the people were from or specify just exactly how many were on board.
Primary concern immediately once the scene was secured today was really focusing on the care for the migrants. With over 300 migrants on board a vessel, they were extremely dehydrated, very dangerous conditions.
This news comes after the Coast Guard reported another boat carrying migrants capsized off the coast of the Florida Keys, killing 2 people with 5 others reported missing. In New York City, a second bus carrying migrants from Texas arrived today. New York City Mayor Eric Adams greeted 14 migrants at the Port Authority bus terminal. Texas Governor Greg Abbott sent the first bus with 40 asylum seekers to New York on Friday. Governor Abbott beginning to bus migrants out of Texas in his battle with the Biden administration on immigration. Mayor Adams says he's going to send the right message by providing resources the asylum seekers need. A cardinal of the Catholic Church is visiting La Crosse this upcoming week. Details on his trip are just ahead on News 3 Now.
I'm U.S. Senate candidate Peter Pekarsky approving this ad paid for by Pekarsky for Wisconsin. The public airwaves are being abused in Wisconsin to prevent you from hearing what I plan to say at the WTMJ and WISN-TV candidate events. The stations are dishonestly using bogus rules to allow only candidates approved by the media to be heard. This is wrong. I will work to end media censorship of information you need. Please vote for Peter Pekarsky on August 9. Thank you very much.
It's time to amp up the fun at your local Ford dealer. The summer supercharged sales event is here. So stop by your Ford dealer today and check out great offers on select Ford vehicles. Then discover how Ford can take your summer to a whole new level. Choose Flex Buy on a 2022 Ford Escape or Edge SUV and get 0% APR financing for 66 months.
It's time for new energy-efficient replacement windows from Champion.
Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Don't sweat over high energy bills. Stay comfortable in your home all year long. Call or go online to book your free estimate at getchampionwindows.com.
Hypnotize your way to savings.
Breathing techniques to help you save.
Looking to make saving a habit?
Yeah, what's the secret?
No secret. Just open a savings account at BMO and we'll give you a cash reward for every month you save.
A cash reward?
Just for saving?
Mm-hmm. And when you open a checking account, we'll give you a $300 bonus to get your new savings habit started.
Love that.
What's your book?
How to get a $300 bonus and a monthly cash reward for saving with BMO.
He literally wrote the book on saving.
That's me on the cover.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect.
7-day-old tuna casserole.
How'd you know that?
Even my nose is strong. You need Hefty Ultra Strong. It has Arm & Hammer, continuous odor control. Hefty, Hefty, Hefty. Oh, and Toby needs a bath. Stay one step ahead of Stinky.
I'm Rebecca Clayfish, and your choice for governor is clear. I'm the Tea Party mom who took on the Madison establishment and won. Tim Michaels is a Madison insider who's enriched himself with your tax dollars. I stood with Scott Walker to cut your taxes. Tim Michaels sided with the union bosses and pushed to raise our gas tax to make himself richer. Tim Michaels is out for himself. I'm Rebecca Clayfish. As governor, I'll always fight for you.
News 3 Now and the Boys and Girls Clubs of Dane County are collecting school supplies for area students.
Please help us by donating at News 3 Now, Dane County Boys and Girls Clubs, or participating Walgreens. Visit channel3000.com for details, then donate.
Some exciting news across Wisconsin. A cardinal of the Catholic Church will be visiting La Crosse this week. Jean-Claude Hollerich will attend a mass at Holy Trinity Church on Tuesday. He's also the Archbishop of Luxembourg. His visit comes as La Crosse prepares to name Jungmünster, Luxembourg as the city's 8th sister city.
It's a real tribute, not just to Wisconsin, but it's a real tribute to La Crosse because we have a number of relationships with Luxembourg.
Hollerich will visit parts of the Midwest for the next 2 weeks. When it comes to baseball dreams, many kids hope to play in the big leagues one day, but sometimes those dreams are a little bit more modest, to get just one at-bat anywhere. CBS's Scott McFarland shows us our new favorite boys and girls of summer.
How far can you throw it? Throw it!
Ethan Briner wants to be a catcher, just like his big brother.
Oh. That is a wide curveball.
They're already working on Ethan's home run celebration. Briner's family lives near York, Pennsylvania, and was among the first to arrive when the York Revolution minor league baseball team donated their field for the day to a nonprofit called Beautiful Lives Project, which is traveling America this year, staging games for people with disabilities. Are you good?
Yes, I'm awesome.
For adults and children who say they are often left out when local towns and communities organize sports leagues and events. Carter Hutchinson was born 16 weeks premature with cerebral palsy. His mom says Carter suffers chronic pain and breathing struggles, but always has a sparkle in his eye when he talks baseball.
I can't imagine not having baseball. I love it so much. It brings us so much joy.
Carter's also an encyclopedia of the sport who knows every batting average, home run total, and World Series champ since the 1970s. Who won the World Series in 2000?
The Yankees.
How about in 1990?
The Reds.
From town to town, Beautiful Lives Project finds and invites the local kids and adults with disabilities to play. And it's often the local minor league ball players and coaches leading the drills. These events were dreamt up and organized by a young man who now brings them all across the country in the summer. A man who's also seizing his own opportunity inside the press box.
Thank you for coming out.
Bryce Weiler of Illinois, who's put together 20 stops this year from Boston to Minneapolis to here in York. Bryce is blind and discovered few people think to organize events like this, so he does it.
They're able to see how important it is to surround yourself with people and friends who believe in you.
And Weiler's not stopping there.
Wants to get it over into the zone and not put another runner on base through the wall.
He's begun broadcasting, calling nearly 150 games so far. It's an effort to break more boundaries, he says.
Wow!
As for his nonprofit, it's a bigger hit than he imagined. 61 people showed up for this event in York, who at no cost enjoyed the day of their lives, and where Ethan had a chance to emulate and bond with his hero, big brother Dustin.
He takes good care of me, and I love him all my life. Bring me cheers.
Just a grand slam. Scott McFarland, CBS News, York, Pennsylvania.
Let's go ahead and get a look at your certified most accurate forecast. Gary, we saw so much rain last night. Do you expect the same thing this evening?
Hopefully not, but there will be a round of showers and thunderstorms moving through, and some of those will have heavy downpours. These are some of the higher rainfall totals from the major reporting stations around here. Just to our south, Rockford, Illinois, almost 3 inches of rain, and Dubuque, Iowa picked up about 2 1/4 inches. Madison just shy of 1 3/4 inches, but up to the north it was much less. La Crosse only picked up about 1/3 of an inch of rain, and Milwaukee only about 1/4 of an inch of rain. But we still have the alert day in the forecast because some areas picked up 3 to 5 inches of rain across southern Wisconsin, and any more rain is going to cause problems in those areas, and especially if it's heavy rain. So we're going to keep an eye on that for tonight. Hopefully by tomorrow morning, the heavy rain threat will end. Let's just take a quick peek here. I want to show you the rain. These are Rain Vision rainfall estimates, and you can see northern Illinois, just south of the Wisconsin-Illinois state line, south of Greene and Lafayette County, maybe as much as 6 to 8 inches of rain just around Freeport, but a swath of about 3 to 5 inches of rain through the area around Darlington, Mineral Point, over toward northern portions of Grant County, north of Lancaster. That area got hit very hard. And then another band of heavier rain through the Madison area and the central portion of Dane County, about 2 to 3 inches of rain. Here on the southwest side of the city, at the station, we picked up 1.97 inches of rain, so almost 2 inches of rain. So that was the swath here. Outside of that, most areas picked up about 1 inch to almost 2 inches of rain. But again, parts of eastern Iowa, they got hit hard. And this is what we were talking about last night. This was the area that we were concentrating on for the potential for heavy rain. Now we've got more showers and storms out to the west, starting to develop kind of in the same area. Not quite as widespread as this time last night, but they are moving in our direction, and they will put down heavy amounts of rain. Hopefully they'll move fast enough that it will limit the amount of rain. But still, 6-hour future track radar shows those storms and storms up to the north kind of combining into one line. If you get get underneath a heavier storm for about an hour or two, you could pick up a quick 2 inches of rain. Hopefully by early tomorrow morning, that will be coming to an end. So you can see 3 things you need to know. Stormy overnight, cooler weather for tomorrow as the humidity level starts to drop, and then we're looking for dry weather as we head through much of the rest of the week. Flood watch in effect overnight west of a Platteville to Lone Rock to Wisconsin Dulles line. That runs until 7 a.m. on tomorrow morning. East of there, including Madison, Milwaukee, runs till 1 p.m. tomorrow afternoon for storms that might linger into tomorrow morning. 72 for a muggy overnight low. There'll be some areas of fog, and any thunderstorm could produce heavy rain. Tomorrow, the best chances for showers and storms early in the day. They'll come to an end. It'll be cooler with a high of 75, but nearly steady temperatures as the humidity levels drop. On future track, here come the storms into southwestern Wisconsin, reaching the Madison area around midnight or a little bit thereafter. Again, moving on through a couple of clusters, also some storms coming in from the north. But notice, kind of a back edge here. So as we get towards 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, we start to see a wind shift to the northwest. That's the actual cold front coming through. Not only is it cool the air, but it dries out the air and puts an end to the rain. So can't rule out an isolated shower for the rest of the morning, but by noontime, the rain should pretty much be over with. A lot of clouds, maybe a few breaks in the clouds late in the afternoon. Temperatures, though, holding nearly steady in the lower 70s here. And up to the north, temperatures may stay in the 60s for much of the day. Rainfall amounts generally about a ½ inch of rain expected, but some areas could pick up 2 to 3 inches of rain. This computer model has the heaviest rain down toward the Illinois state line. Some of the later ones have it a little farther to the north, which would be good news because that was the area that got hit so hard last night. 7 to 10 day forecast, 78 Tuesday as we start to dry out. 84 on Wednesday. A weak cold front Wednesday night could bring a chance for a thunderstorm Wednesday night. Otherwise, we look for dry weather through next weekend and into much of next week, maybe a thunderstorm chance about Tuesday.
This is definitely the forecast to enjoy summer. It's sunny, it's nice, and it's going to be fall before we know it.
Right, but a lot of people are going to have to dry out from all that rain.
Yeah,
you know, it's going to take a while to evaporate that.
Absolutely. Thanks, Gary.
You're welcome.
It was another successful weekend for Jerry Kelly. Jordan has more highlights from the Shaw Charity Playoff up next in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection is now hiring experienced plumbers. Come work for a Family First award-winning company and enjoy union pay and benefits. Apply online today. Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection, your trusted partner since 1977.
I love this state. Knock on any door in any county, and you'll find good-hearted, hard-working folks. People whose businesses I proudly helped as Lieutenant Governor. Hard work needs to be respected again, with fair wages and opportunities to get ahead. That's how my parents opened doors for me. My mom was a teacher and my dad worked third shift. I'm not one of these millionaires. I work just as hard for you as you work for your family. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Come on, Brian.
Dad, look.
Brian, come on.
I'm Courtney.
I'm Brian.
Ready, Brian? Summer won't last forever, but you can go out and make memories that will during Toyota's National Sales Event.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, a 2-year or 25,000-mile maintenance plan and roadside assistance. See your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com to learn more.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
After 35 years in business on Madison's west side, Capital Car Cleaners is celebrating by offering all our customers $10 off interior or exterior detail or $20 off a full-service detail. We detail all cars, pickups, SUVs, motorcycles, and full-size vans. Call today to set up an appointment at our Watts Road location and get $10 off an interior or exterior detail or $20 off a full-service detail. Check out our website at capitalcarcleaners.com.
Capital Car Cleaners, auto detailing at its best.
Aleve X. Its revolutionary rollerball design delivers fast, powerful, long-lasting pain relief. Aleve it and see what's possible.
Creating family memories is what Maple Leaf Landscaping is all about. We design and build outdoor spaces that bring people together. Landscaped spaces for any size family. Functional, beautiful, a place everyone will enjoy. And it all starts with a free visit at your home by one of our landscape experts. So call Maple Leaf Landscaping today and have us create an outdoor living space for your home.
I'm prepared to lose my job to do what's right because this campaign is not about me, it's about you. I'm running to change the system. I'm the only one in this race who has federal legislative experience.
I'm Stephen Olikara, running for the U.S. Senate. I approve this message because we are the exhausted majority.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection is now hiring experienced plumbers. Come work for a family-first award-winning company and enjoy union pay and benefits. Apply online today. Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection, your trusted partner since 1977.
The Brewers have experienced some highs and lows following the All-Star break. After tearing it up, the crew landed in a rut, and for the first time since the end of June, they're in second place in the NL Central. Looking to get back in that first place race this afternoon. It's a rubber match at AmFam Field. Willy Adames gets the offense going. He smashes his 22nd home run of the season. Reds answer a couple innings later. The only run that Corbin Burns allows. He finishes his outing with 9 strikeouts. This one is going to head to extra innings where the Reds pull it off. They win it 4-2. Brewers get an off day before some interleague play with the Rays. Family Night gave the Packers a lot of things to work with and a lot of things to work on. A couple of days after the yearly event took place at Lambeau Field, the team, specifically Matt LaFleur, is finding areas that his squad needs to work on before the slate of preseason games begin this week. Now, some of the work will require more practice, more reps, and from what LaFleur saw on Friday, maybe more conditioning.
Some guys are where they need to be, and then there's a few guys that aren't. So that's just part about being a professional. If you're not getting the work in that you need to in practice to get in football shape, then you got to do some extra on your own. And I know our strength staff is monitoring those guys pretty closely, and so you'll probably see some of those guys working after practice a little bit more.
And here's a look at the Packers training camp schedule for their open practices this week. And Sam Decker, he is on the move. The former Badger is heading across the pond to play with the London Lions. The Lions are part of the British Basketball League. Last season, Decker made an appearance with the Raptors before heading overseas to play with Turkey, where he averaged over 13 points and 5.5 boards a game. Final round of the Shaw Charity Classic. Jerry Kelly enters the day 1 shot off the lead, and the Madison native plays a solid round of 18. Well, it's a tie atop the leaderboard, and this one is going to head to a sudden death playoff hole with John Huston. Kelly birdies the final hole and is named the winner of this year's Shaw Charity Classic. This win marks his 11th PGA Tour Champions win of his career.
I told you, I want to close it on these guys. You know, I want to actually make birdies, close it, and finish it. And I got that one, but I missed the rest of them. But I needed this one right here. That was great.
Final day of the CrossFit Games here in Madison. They also aired right here on CBS. For the last 5 days, men and women from all over have been competing with the hopes of earning the Fittest on Earth title. And it's a repeat for both sides. Justin Medeiros is crowned the winner for the 2nd year in a row. And on the women's side, Tia Claire Toomey wins her 6th consecutive Fittest Woman on Earth title, the most all time.
6 consecutive. We've hosted it for 6 years. She's just owning Madison.
Yeah, she owning Madison, owning the competition.
Owning Fittest. Got it all.
Good for her.
All right,
Congratulations.
thanks, Jordan. We'll be right back.
Don't miss A1 Furniture's warehouse clearance sale with savings up to 40% off, plus instant cashback and free financing. 2-piece living room sets from $7.99, sectionals $9.99, queen mattress just $2.99. Only at A1 Furniture and Mattress.
And my economic plan is moving this country in a better direction.
What planet is he living on? Record gas prices, 40-year high inflation, costing families $5 grand more for their necessities. Sorry, Joe, that's the wrong direction. Here on planet Earth, Senator Johnson voted against Biden's massive deficit spending that sparked inflation, and he passed tax cuts to help Wisconsin families survive the economic turmoil caused by Democrats.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Family-owned Brothers Maine knows choosing appliances for a remodel or new build can be exciting and overwhelming. Our experienced staff has experienced it all as we've guided thousands of area families through appliance selection. Brothers Maine has a larger inventory and low-price deals that consistently beat competitors, including Big Box. You heard me, Big Box can't beat our prices. From sales to install, Brothers Maine does it all. Feel great about your purchases and feel like family at Brothers Maine.
It's time for new energy-efficient replacement windows from Champion.
Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Don't sweat over high energy bills. Stay comfortable in your home all year long. Call or go online to book your free estimate at getchampionwindows.com.
we know a thing or two about beef. Hy-Vee knows beef too. Only 6 out of 100 cattle are even good enough to bear the Hy-Vee brand. Only 6 out of 100. Quality like that is hard to find. So enjoy your Hy-Vee steak this weekend. You've earned it.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard led to a lot of firsts for me. It helped pay for me to be the first person in my family to graduate debt-free, buy my first home, and I'm one of the first to respond if my community ever needs me. To learn more, visit nationalguard.com.
Mom, Abel's looking for you.
Oh, all right. As parents, we know that all Wisconsin kids should grow up in a healthy, safe world. As a women's health doctor, I know that access to abortion services is fundamental to personal and economic success. I'm going to fight for financial security so Wisconsin families can succeed and even dream. I'm Jillian Bettino, a mother, a doctor, a fighter, and I'm running for Wisconsin State Treasurer.
Back to school means big savings at A1 Furniture. Mattresses for $149, sofas $399, flip-flops $299, dressers $149. Up to 40% off store-wide plus instant cash back. The Back to School Savings Event, only at A1 Furniture.
Campaign 2022, Battleground, Wisconsin, Monday at 7 p.m.
All right, Gary, I know we need the rain and it's always great, but am I going to need to be wearing boots for the rest of the week with this mud? Because it's going to be a lot.
For some people, any additional rainfall is going to be too much. Let's take a look at high-resolution Doppler radar right now. You can see the storms just to the west of Prairie du Chien, and now some storms starting to develop across central portions of Grant County, just north of Lancaster to just north of Platteville. This is an area of thunderstorms that will continue to expand over the next couple of hours and move through much of southern Wisconsin, probably reaching Madison around midnight or a little bit thereafter. Flood watch in effect for all of southern Wisconsin overnight and for areas east of Lone Rock, including Madison, until 1 p.m. tomorrow. Temperatures right now still upper 70s in Madison with a dew point of 72.
All right. Thanks, Gary. Thanks for joining us tonight. News 3 Now this morning starts at 4:30.